At first, a family thought their daughter was just having a fever, but then noticed the dog's panic, which led them to discover something else. To support us, like this video and subscribe to our channel, and also click on the notification bell for more exciting videos. When Philippa Wood was ill, the Wood family had some serious concerns. Unexpectedly, their dog Bessie began acting erratically around her, which worsened their worries. One day things escalated, and Bessie started to panic, with Philippa as the apparent cause of it. Philip and Paula Wood live with their daughter Philippa in North Yorkshire, England. Also living with them is the family dog Bessie, a black and white border collie. As you would imagine, Bessie has a strong bond with her family, including little Philippa. However, when Philippa was 2, Bessie's behavior started to change around her. It wasn't that the dog was aggressive, if anything, it was just the opposite. No, indeed, after getting worked up and under everyone's feet, Bessie kept close to little Philippa. In fact, she started to stick to her like glue. At first, the family thought the change signified a problem with Bessie. That's just what Paula told the UK TV show This Morning. I just thought she might be going into season, or she was getting the eyes of spring. As the days passed by though, the Woods noticed Bessie's clean as only. Not only that, but when Philippa came down with a fever, 4 days later, her fussing escalated. In fact, Bessie started to show signs of fear. Bessie's behavior changed from her being a normal dog about the house to almost a panic, Philip said. Her expression had changed. There was a look of concern. Looking back on it, you could see she was trying to tell us something was wrong. Paul agreed and said it was only when Philippa looked really poorly that I noticed how scared Bessie looked, and you could see the whites of her eyes. And it seems Bessie's peculiar behavior is what actually saved Philippa's life, because it put Paul on alert. Paula gave Philippa some painkillers for her fever, but presumably worried by Bessie's reaction. She checked her daughter's temperature again. To her horror, the lupus fever was rising. That being the case, Paula rang the emergency doctor and told them what was happening. I told him that the dog was behaving peculiar, Paula recalled, and the doctor phoned me back. He said to bring her up. As it happens, the doctor had heard of similar canine reactions before. He suspected there might be something seriously wrong with Philippa. Philippa's parents took her to the hospital, and 24 hours later, the Woods had a diagnosis. Unfortunately, when the blood test came back, it wasn't good news. Their daughter was suffering from acute lymphoblastic leukemia, which in layman's terms is an aggressive form of cancer. Acute lymphoblastic leukemia, or ILL, occurs in the blood and bone marrow. It causes the sufferer's body to produce an excess amount of white blood cells. They push out healthy blood cells and damage the immune system, causing anemia and infections, and can cause sufferers to bleed more readily. Just as it was in Philippa's case, fever is one of the signs that a child has ALL, but there are other symptoms too. Among them are appetite loss, pain in the bones or joints, and a tendency to bruise or bleed easily. Painless lumps in sensitive areas are also possible signs. Thanks to Bessie, doctors started chemotherapy on Philippa at once. There was a noticeable change in the dog's behavior too. Bessie hasn't got that panic ever since Philippa went into remission. Paula told This Morning she's calmed down a lot, but she's still protective. So, how did Bessie know what was happening to Philippa? Was it a sixth sense? Actually, it was one of the existing 5. Dogs have an amazing sense of smell, and cancer cells have a different scent to healthy ones. Dr. Claire Guest, who also appeared on This Morning with the Wood family, concurred. Humans can smell sugar in a cup of tea, she said. Dogs have an incredible sense of smell. This dog could smell sugar in 2 Olympic swimming pools. Guest later added that her own dog saved her life by warning her she had breast cancer. She continued, "What we don't quite understand is why a family dog might know cancer is something to warn the family about. Whatever the reason, the Woods consider it a blessing. The Woods gave Gazette Live an update on Philippa's condition. She responded to chemotherapy well and finishes her treatment completely in May of 2018. Philippa has started school and her bond with Bessie is stronger than ever. Bessie is 5 now and they are so close. Paula told the Gazette Live. She cries when Philippa goes to school. All day Bessie sits sulking in the chair. Sometimes Philippa comes down before us in the morning and Bessie looks after her. We feel blessed because if it hadn't been for Bessie, she would have suffered all the symptoms. She continued, "They caught it so early. I don't think she has suffered as badly. She is so young she won't remember much." "Really? I think we have been blessed," said Paula. "And when Philippa does have her off days, she always has her first sibling to comfort her. When she feels poorly, she just cuddles into her big sister Bessie, Paula included. She has got 3 of us looking after her,